I've been going to London for years and years, but this time I decided to explore the countryside, especially with my favorite activity, vintage and antique shopping. But for that, I had to drive away from London and I covered 3 separate towns. I started with Tetbury, went to Petworth, and also covered Arundel. This one I'm super excited about. This town I've been wanting to come for years now. It's called Petworth. It's actually about 2 hours by car from London into West Sussex and quite cool for a day visit. They have the annual Petworth Park and Antiques Fine Arts Fair, which holds ground in the Petworth House.
I'm in a 16th century house and I'm at the kitchen. It's called the Petworth House in Petworth. Ginger beer.
Oh my god, I cannot tell you how massive it is. It did get a little bit of fire back in the days, but then they were refitted with newer technology in those days. Like I told you before, back in the 1800s, the kitchen served nearly 30,000 guests in 1 year and produced up to 100 meals daily during the 19th century in one reference. The preparation table is so massive it covers the entire length of the room. And it also has the scullery, which is really the Victorian steam boiler. It has a still room where the maids used to prepare teas and trays and light refreshments. It has a winter dairy, which was built a part of the extension. It has the main larder, I'm thinking is to make lard or in those days grease or oil for cooking. And the pastry room was very smartly set away from the main heat for cakes and biscuits and pastries. The biggest thing was the large opening fire roasting hearth. It went back to Tudor ages. I was just trying to think of all the logistics of how they served their guests, but the kitchen building was separate yet linked to the main house. Food, goods, and staff travels were organized via service tunnels and segregated below stairs. They were marked like that to avoid the smell, noise, and the fire risk into the main house. I'm trying to find the ice house, but I couldn't. But what I read was it was collected. The ice was collected in each chamber, could store about 2,500 plus cubic feet of ice. I cannot imagine storing that in our fridges these days. It was like I stepped straight into history. Absolutely magnificent. This is probably the head chef butler's resting area. That's where they had the meetings. And recipes. Thank you. And the Petworth House is what I visited today. Stunning piece of architecture and absolutely British. This majestic estate is originally a medieval manor. It was rebuilt back in 1600s for Charles Seymour. Let me tell you about the Petworth House. It was actually a royal gift and it was gifted 900 years ago. And the land around was given as a royal gift by Queen Adeliza de Louvain in the 12th century. And then it was passed on to the Percy family. There's also a medieval chapel there and you can actually still walk into the chapel, though I did not find time to do that. Once upon a time, there was a Dutch-born artist who came to England around 1600s and he started as a humble carver working on small little cottages. And he was discovered by accident. And eventually he ended up almost like the Michelangelo of wood. And this room in Petworth House was fully carved by him. Gibbons worked here around 1690s and was commissioned by the Duke of Somerset, who wanted Petworth to rival Hampton Court and Windsor Palace. The brief was the Duke wanted the carvings positioned opposite tall sash windows. That was brief so that the daylight would show across the relief work on the lime wood, which he typically used for all the edges and the curling leaves and the frames and the twisted ribbons, which you're seeing in front of you right now. I think they are pegging it to Baroque with a little bit of English restraint. He worked with small gouges, he worked with knives and even dental-sized chisels to carve hundreds and hundreds of overlapping layers. It was almost like they had a 17th century 3D printing machine, but it's impossible to believe that it was handmade. And if you looked closely, there are enough garlands and grapes and wheat and musical instruments. This room is filled with them. There was an occasional dead bird or a falling ribbon which I noticed, but it symbolized the fragility of all earthly pleasures. Unfortunately, over time, candles, soot and smoke from centuries and centuries of dining blackened these carvings.
I'm at the Petworth House in Petworth. I'm speaking really slowly because it's a historic house. You have to look at this grand staircase. 18th century, if I'm not wrong. Have a look at the ceiling. Wait for it. The courtyard, the main. Look at this. I think I'm here. We just saw the kitchens, entered from here. This is the rest of the estate, which I have yet to see. Finished seeing the Petworth House, but we're gonna go to the actual land of the estate. It's over there for fishing. The rest of the English courtyard and the parks and the gardens are here for a stroll. This gate shuts at 4:30. I think I'm gonna find myself near the water. This is what the Petworth House looks like on front, back. And I'm gonna go somewhere there. Somewhere. Outside Petworth is really windy. Middle of nowhere in a small English town, I see one of the retired phone booths that they're not on in UK anymore. They've used it. They've made it into a cute little library. Cute little library. How sweet, and all the books for the town.
The next town I visited was Arundel, and we parked our car right in front of the Arundel Castle back. It goes back to 1068 and subsequently it was rebuilt in stone. Drive time from London was about, again, 2 hours. This town has one of the highest numbers of listed buildings in West Sussex. The castle grounds and surrounding Arundel Park provide sweeping views and sense of old Britain grandeur. Superbly beautiful. But I came here for the antique market. That culture aligns with just about everything I was looking for. By the way, Arundel comes from the Old English meaning Valley of the Horehound. It was a plant which was quite prevalent around the place. Now we're at the city centre, and architecturally the Arundel town, it boasts a rich mix of medieval, Georgian and Victorian buildings. And really zero or to none, no chain stores, thankfully. It heavily features independent shops, galleries, boutiques, and I love rummaging in them. And I'm going to show you what I picked up from this town soon. We're right now at the Arundel Antiques Market. It's a large high street showroom. Starting with Tetbury, it's actually 2 hours by car, depending on the traffic from London, and it's in Cotswold, making it a really great trip. The town centre architecture is largely unchanged since the 16th and 17th centuries, and many houses are financed by the wool trade fortunes in the city. I'm travelling to Tetbury. It's a small antique town in Cotswold, London, around London. Tetbury also hosts a quirky annual Woolsack races, and the participants carry 60 pounds of sack wool up and down a hill on the late Maybank holiday. As in the Middle Ages, Tetbury became a major wool and yarn market town. It was built on Cotswold wool. They also have an iconic market house in the marketplace, and that dated back to the 1655s. And the town also has a royal connection. But most importantly, it's a modern antiques and vintage lovers paradise. And there are two streets here, the Long Street and Church Street, and they're dotted with dozens and dozens of antique shops and interior dealers. I did manage to go to a few of them and rummage around till I found few beautiful things that I'll show you soon. My nephew ended up booking this really highly rated but really cute antique tapas place, and we're going in. A lot of antiques, and this whole street is filled with vintage. You can't see the people outside, but they're there, and it's raining suddenly. I have no idea why. It's a very old town. Vase, you have to see it. Just can't believe it. What's this piece? They did it in those bad days, and look at this. Victorian terracotta. It was made in terracotta. 1870s. Oh, look what I found. This is a 100-feet wand. It's a measuring tape, old school measuring tape. And this is how you chew it. And if you have to put it back in this, there, it winds back. You see the details, there's a maker's mark. It says what? Not yet, but it's gorgeous. So. Another one is also mid-Victorian. Right, 1 second, I'll show you. Just beautiful. 1860 Victorian broad press, probably for pouring alcohol. Now, I've been vintage and antique shopping for a while, so let me quickly tell you everything that I know. Number one, always check the provenance and the authenticity. By provenance, we mean the history behind it. And if they can provide you some kind of a documentation or a background on the piece that you've picked up, and it can greatly affect the value and story potential of your own antique collection. Number two, inspect closely. Inspect the patinaing, which is the aging of the leather or the wood. Look for repairs, look for joinery and some signs of restoration if you can. The scratches or the wear and tear sometimes are actually desirable in making sure that it's authentically lived a life. Number 3, definitely look for the maker's mark, because back in the days, every maker, whether it was brass or copper or glass or any other material or ceramic, would stamp the product with his sign or ink on it or scratch on it. I usually carry a magnet to check on the metals, and definitely bring some tricks and tricks with me, study up a little bit. Oh yeah, and most important, a lot of the dealers don't really show you the best stuff, so you can ask for something special which they have not put on display but have hidden away somewhere. Those are the nice ones. And when you go item hunting, you should shortlist a few, leave them at the checkout point and come back to collect it later. That way you don't have to carry these precious things around while you're still shopping. You're going to end up damaging them or scratching them, and you don't want that. Found the prettiest little enamel box. I think I just saw a tea set, and it's an 1880s hand decorated. It's beautiful. I wonder if I should take this. Should I? Guess what I found? It's a really old candle snuffer. So you go through the candle on the top and you clamp it so the candle would get shut. So we usually would have the maker's mark. This is a maker's mark. Vintage antiques. And this should be done. Ready. I think I like these two. But I found 2 vases which I'm going to show you guys later, which I'm taking to India. I don't know how the hell is that. Okay, this is what we're doing. Should I? The French keys, quite nice. I think it's raw time, but I thought it was to go with this box. I got excited, but it's not. There must be so many conditions.
Oh my god, that's 1901.
Too fancy for that.
Yeah, it is. Doesn't matter when there's some here, I always see different things.
Bang. I just saw an 1800s tea set. And it's hand painted. I don't know if I should take it. Should I take it? It'd be nice. Yeah, I'm just wondering if I want this.
You've got some lovely things.
Indeed, ma'am.
You will definitely see colour.
We're all separate dealers. I don't know if you realise that.
I realise that's what you mentioned.
23 different people.
I don't know where to look, where to
That's why you
start.
have to look everywhere.
Which number was this key? Oh, 20.
I don't buy it, I think it's sold, but it's not sold.
But really thin cigarettes, but you know. Do you know what? सर के ऊपर ऐसे लगा दी थी
Don't pay, please don't pay.
For content beyond politics, for content beyond Bollywood, for content beyond beauty, I'm sure there are a lot of us who like content which is historic, which delves into interesting stories, and also makes average people stars. You're welcome in Shweta's Talkies. Please subscribe, love, and share, and please comment. See you.